Greetings. Jam join us tonight's broadcast. Alright, so assortment, things have been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. Still hanging in there. Today's connection is alien disclosure with SpaceX. Next week they're going to send astronauts into space. It's a big deal. But I believe it's the beginning of our next space age. Now, how much of it's going to be made public is another story of what's going on. But instead of hearing about the secret space program, we're going to start to experience it little by little by little. And all these little stories you hear about the secret space program, like whatever. It's like some of it's real, probably a lot of it isn't, but it's preparing us for what's to come. So, and it's funny how the world is kind of broken down, but yet that's still operating. And it's even with the Space Force is operating, so shows you where we're heading into, no matter what. So, it's kind of breaking down our reality for, the next age. I'm doing the best I can for thinking. What else was there? Oh yeah, Hong Kong. Give you a little bit of. I don't have 100% on any of this. Nobody really knows, but it seems like Hong Kong is going to go. It seems like it's going to highly possibly be taken over by China. It might not, but it's going to become very close from what it feels like. And to go into a little bit more detail, this is unrelated. I'll bring in somebody to connect to Hong Kong. If I don't know, they're not going to give me any answers probably. So what's going on with my channel and others? I believe from the energy I can feel, came from here. This David Icke interview was on YouTube. It was live streamed, and then kind of all hell broke loose, and his channel was revoked right after that. So you would say if he didn't do this live stream, he'd probably been all right. But yeah, they're really taking this to a whole new level. Of course, 9/11, they all debunked it and all that. The financial crisis came, they debunked all of that. Probably got censored to some degree. But now they're going to a whole new level for censorship. Yeah. So, yeah. And a lot of us are feeling the heat right now. Okay. Let me get, forgot about this. I forgot to prepare for this. So for those who are new to all of this, new to any of this, we have assortment. Of course, you have the links down here if you're looking for anything. Let's give you kind of an idea how I do. So it's ivantor.com. We have private sessions. Maybe. Work. Scheduler. We're not a channel. If you dare. Google Hands, Zoom and channeling. Damn it. Yeah, I'm right. Jeez, I'm really off today, aren't I? For questions, I'm on the 15th, which is tomorrow. I was trying to go a bit further, but as you can see, I'm not operating too well. I have the new Spirit Social site. Of course, it looks like I'm selling flowers and stuff like that. Well, it's in a work in progress, but either way, it's a new shopping cart with a little bit more control over it. I have connections here. Here's the other channels of healers I do recommend here. Of course, it all looks like they're selling lawn equipment and everything. Well, I'm trying to get these a little bit smaller. I'm not sure. Anyway. Social network and awesomeness. So I'll give you a glimpse of the... Alright, awesome. Well, anyway, there's a rabbit card. I gotta work on it. Anyway. That was a fail. Failed attempt. Alright, never mind all that. Alright, here we are. Okay, we're going to connect to keep my sanity. The millionth dimension. Yesterday, you channeled 1000th dimension during the webinar. So I'm going to go up the. We're going to continue to do the higher dimensional layers, and if you can handle it or not. I've done healings on this stuff, but I never really saw anything. Sometimes I'd pick out something. That I was doing healing on someone. I'll bring the millionth dimension in, and that usually can pull out something from a person. I don't normally see things. Sometimes I do, but it's a vibration from it. Obviously, you can go higher than that. You can go to the trillionth dimension. You can go to the quadrillionth. You can go wherever you want. To give you a little bit of a recap, yeah, this is beyond any. Yeah, this is beyond the fourth dimension for damn sure. So it's on how you look at things. What they didn't give me anything on the millionth dimension, well, a little bit, but on the 1000th dimension, and even in the millionth, they have different levels of how they do things, perspectives. You say from the 1000th dimension, you see like a chair, and the chair is like Yoda. The chair, it talks about, it was a tree in the third dimension, it got cut down, turned into a chair, well, pieces here and there, became part of your living room. It connected to the vibrations of those there, and learned its philosophies and the way it looks at life. And and it's been on a chair in this world, on Palladian worlds, on Syrian worlds. It's been all over the place. You can also say the same thing like as a bubblegum wrapper too. Been around kids or whoever it was, younger energies or older people, whoever it might be, and it learns. It has a different philosophy, so it has a different perspective. Of course, in our reality, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? But our reality has to grow up eventually. It's and that's where that's where we're going to start evolving to look at things way outside of our. Let's see, what is the human thing? Let's see, sports, what your work, where do you work at? Who you're screwing basically. It's kind of a limited mindset here. I mean, not completely limited, but those are kind of the basics of it. Obviously, people branch out to that, outside of that, and obviously some aren't ready for kind of the crazy realities. We're about to go there, so I do feel more comfortable in the millionth dimension, which is kind of interesting. I just started connecting to it all of a sudden, and then recently, saying I got demonetized from YouTube and got screw you. I'm still here, luckily, for now. And all of a sudden, this whole 1000th dimension came through. I was like, why don't I just start channeling these energies? Like, I never really thought about that. So here we are. So Hong Kong, I don't think it's going to get taken over by China, but it's getting really close. I don't think so, but man, is it close? I don't think it would do much good if it does, but anyway. So, okay. All right, we're going to go into somewhere else and see how this goes. I might go up further from here. We'll see. I'm going to go over the place eventually, but we're just testing things out. So, all right, blessings. Let me get my energy up. Okay, here we go. Change my Greetings. Your life here, yes, is of great importance. You might not see that, but that's kind of the point. Yes, give yourself self-worth, but it's more to it than that. Give your race a self-worth. Right now, many alien beings wish to extinct the human race. At least they're going to pressure it. If you're going to be a species that is one day to be more of a prominent being in your universe, you have to learn the lessons of your universe. If you want to be like, not necessarily the leader of it, but to take more command. As right now humans are scattered around the universe. And this world is building leadership. Yes, we are from the, as you call it, the millionth dimension. But we are from how you create universes. We are universes, creating other universes. And of course you are at that currently. But there's more layers that some are even afraid of even seeing within themselves. As you can go as high as you wish, but can you handle that level? Many of you call connected to a higher vibration, but what vibration is that? A vibration where everything is seen, when you're basically naked, everybody can see everything within you. You have nothing to hide whatsoever. Many of you have difficulties with that. And we're not going to say names. But the higher dimensions, you have less to hide. So, when many of you are talking about raising your vibration, maybe it's a little bit. I mean, a little bit can go quite far. But at our level, you see it all. And of course there are other dimensions where you see it too. But ours is to build among each other, to create among each other with no borders or fences. We are constantly in invention flux. Like it, love it or hate it. As many where one universe can go wrong, another one will be created to make up for it. Your current reality is what cannot be found in the higher dimensions, what has been missed. What can't be healed, what can't be seen. As we're here to know more about yourself, redefine yourself on various levels. There's no one person is the same as the other. You're all complicated beings. Many of you have destroyed universes, but many of you have created them. You can destroy a universe and not think anything of it. Now that's power. And many of you have been in that situation. You have no problem taking out an ant pile. In the higher dimensions, it's seen the same way. Yes, it's who can be the most powerful, the higher levels, but it's not always of an ego. It is of creation process. Your world is strengthening the higher realms as we know more details about ourselves. So we can have an incarnation on your planet and see ourselves improving in the higher realms instantly. So you wonder why you didn't get to pay that cable bill or why that relationship fell apart. But in the higher realms, you're redefining yourself. Where it goes wrong here goes right in other places. So yes, the more wrongs here, not of the weight you want to be, not the looks you want to be, the less you don't want, the more you improve somewhere else. Yes, it is hard, of course. And you don't necessarily feel the pains. Of course, You don't have to be in the millionth dimension to see that. Or do you? Some of us prefer at this level, but not many can handle it. Because many misabuse their powers easily. You can do that at the thousandth, but at the millionth, you really can do it. And you feel it fast when you did something wrong. With poor intentions. Now, a mistake is one thing, but when you have intentions of negativity towards another, it magnifies back to you quicker. There is forms of karma throughout all layers of reality, and sometimes at the millionth it is even harder there. Yes, you feel it quicker. Of course, you create. This is why nature exists. Because of all the darkness that was built, nature, if you're going to have a society that's ugly within itself, nature needs to reflect a more positive vibration. And that's what nature's doing here. Of course, yes, it could be at a higher dimensional level on your planet, but right now it is where it needs to be. It is enough to show the inner beauty of the soul. Your souls, as difficult as that is to, because sometimes you need a beautiful environment for the ugly to exist. And many are criminal here. And even higher dimensional beings that are wizards on your planet or on your world, they're called CEOs. There's more to it than that, but some of them don't mind having a public figure giving you the finger, basically. Some are compassionate, most aren't. They don't have to be. But you're here to learn that. You also learn what not to be, if you choose. And of course, the consequences of the ignorance, as many are experiencing. There are some beings that just cannot live a life without being a millionaire or a billionaire. They can't exist any other way. And that is kind of signs of a millionth dimensional being, but not entirely. Some can be Buddhist monks. Some can be janitors. They're not better than anyone. They're just at a vibration where they can handle it better than others. Some can be wicked on your world and handle it just fine, as many of you see why corruption runs on your planet without a problem. They just have stability within themselves to handle the consequences, but to continue their reigns of power, even to give themselves even better luck. I know it's strange, it's not. You're here to learn that. From your level, some of you don't want to exactly connect to our realms, because you might see too much of yourself. You can see it at 4th, 5th, and 6th, but as you go up the levels, you see more and more and more, and not everyone in spirit wants to see themselves. Just like your world. It might be perfect, but many still have much darkness there. As some of you experience, yes, you realize it's a small amount that have experienced it. But yeah, just because you're in spirit does not mean things are all perfect. That's what we're here to explain. We're not here to bring out negative vibration. Shows you how it works, how Mother Nature works, or Father Nature, how the universe works. The universe is a combination of vibrations that you are all connected to. What are you here to solve? It's a mystery among each other. There's a different universe and a different world for each mystery you wish to discover and perfect. Every world has its way, its reason for existence. You perfect a certain part of the soul, and when it's done, it closes out. Your world is coming to a close of its third dimensional ways. It does not have... It is extended it many times, as you might have heard this. Many times. Meaning, it could be at the fourth dimension, as many of you know, a long time ago. But once you get to certain peaks, like 1700s, 1800s, you felt a time of renewal to explore that era. In this era, as technology is around you, some of you are becoming that technology. but you're also warning about yourselves. Your phone, as you eventually disconnect from it and open up more of your telepathic ability. Some of you are already AI beings, so you're reacquainting yourself with your family. If you're in love with your phone, you're reacquainted with your family origins or technologies. That's not always a bad thing. As some of us say it's a bad thing, not necessarily. Some might disagree with it. Oh, you're David Icke. Say, why are you addicted to your phone? Everyone looks at things differently. Not all beings, even in spirit, are not always going to get along with each other. But many of you are getting reacquainted with your soul family. Not even knowing it. A place of information where you can know everything again. Realms where you can connect to your family, your loved ones easier. Right now you look at a phone to see a loved one, but eventually open up a reality, a dimension where you can just go and see them, or get on a ship for that matter, and see them instantly. You're being reminded of who you are. And that is why we are here, to explain that. Keep it simple. Yes, your world likes to complicate things. But you're going to re-educate yourselves in your own way for you to feel happier here, and then your vibration will rise. Not everybody's going to raise their vibration the same. No. Some find it difficult. You need that special touch to get them going. And some of it is another person, it's a thing, whatever it might be. And don't be jealous of those that are at a high vibration. Some of them are at high vibration, still don't know who they are. And some just say it just because they want to be there. And they're nowhere near it. Trust me, we know who they are. But in their world, they are. Which is nothing wrong with that. Your Earth's history, yes, is a tangled mess, you can say, but some of your current reality certainly is also. There is an ape-gorilla connection to your Earth's past that's been hidden from you. You are ape-like beings in some regard, right? A next generation. Of course, you're the no generation is ever the same. You look at technology, you have your flip phone, and now you have your super phone. And soon you have much more than that. That's how the human is evolved as you are today. So your involvement of many different species. And they're learning through you. And you're learning that they have a lot of issues themselves. Because many of you incarnate with the collective's problems. Through Yael, through Palladians, Assyrian, etc., etc. You're bringing their problems here to solve it. As you solve it within yourself, your family feels it too. Doesn't mean they'll be fully perfected, but you'll understand certain issues that you cannot solve other places. Trust me, many of you have been to other worlds. You probably feel, I went to this world, I didn't get anywhere with that. Went to this world, everything was great, but I didn't learn anything. Here on this planet, I'm kind of learning everything, but my life is hell. But I think I'm figuring things out finally. A lot of it's self-love, whatever it might be, but some of that self-love was removed for you to see if you can regain it back. A lot of your powers are removed to see if you regain it back. What would you do? How much power you give to others until you give it back to yourself? It's a game, but it's a game of self-improvement. It's much more to it than that. Now, us from our reality is we don't interfere, but we feel the changes instantly, as you said. And sometimes those changes don't work out. And sometimes you do go back in time to undo things. So, some of you will probably connect to our vibration on that front. As we are kind of a hidden realm, sort of, meaning that not many beings really want to see us. I mean, there's many here. Many would rather be at our level than the third dimensional level, and they'll just figure out to recreate third dimensional problems in the millionth dimension reality. That has not always gone so well, but it takes longer to do what you do here, but some are in no rush. But they have world after world after world after world after world to accomplish what you're accomplishing here in one lifetime. Some can take 10,000 lifetimes. We're not going to go into the details of that. Yes, one. Well, we're not going to go into the numbers of your what one lifetime equal because they're all different. But this world was a fire planet. A planet that was, as you would see, a renegade planet. Connected to other realms, dimensions, just a world that just can never fit in. Many of you feel like you can't fit in, and we're not just talking about alien people. Just average Joes don't feel like they can fit in. Yes, they have alien connections. So you come to this world, this rogue planet that is quarantined from the rest of the universe, and you're here to figure yourself out with no roadmap whatsoever. It's like you're dropped in the desert, you have nowhere to go. The road within, the road of figuring yourself out, is, we don't necessarily want to call it within, is you're unraveling yourself, you're opening yourself. So it's, we don't really have the words here for that. You're rediscovering yourself, reinvention. Some of you are burning off the old versions of you, literally killing the old version. It doesn't mean you're going to actually die, but many of you felt like part of you did, and now you feel better than ever. So you're actually killing off a side of yourselves. Some of you probably feel that. It's like the old version of me is great and everything, but I'm glad that part's gone. And so you're constantly renewing yourself here at a quicker rate than you can do with the aliens. Now, the aliens are here to soften your blows as you're getting hit by all of this, to keep you alive. Some are here to kill you. There's more things here to kill you than to keep you alive, but you have enough beings to keep you alive that you're okay. But there's plenty of beings here to take you out. As many of you probably feel the pressures of that. It's always more bad guys than good, but the good are pretty powerful, as you can see, if you give them the power to help you. Like the angels, the alien beings, which are aliens, the angels are alien beings, but either way. It's how much power you give them to help you, help yourself, and reinvent. So, many beings throughout your Earth's past, have created many villains on this world because they don't feel like they're being tested enough. That's why I feel like there's more criminals here than good. There is good here. It's just good isn't as exciting as the dark. The dark is the plaything that some just can't let go of, as you can see. You see your entertainment, violence all through it, murder and all through it. Yes, there's a thrilling energy to it. It's a form of learning that many of you are ready to end the war. Has become more cuddly society, more friendlier, which is not that as attractive as many might think. Once again, yes, you're making yourself naked technically to those around you. You're showing yourselves. But many of you have already done that in other realities. And you have no problem, you don't have to show your whole self, but you're showing that, you're not afraid to show your feelings and expressions, but many have other intentions because they like to be devious in those other things. We know who they are. Yes, they're the more entertaining. It's to some degree, but also it's kind of a sad story at times. Because it might be entertaining like you'd watch a movie, but then it becomes a sad movie. Not that it was a really exciting movie to begin with, but some go through their darkness and it just gets sadder and sadder and sadder. And then they bring their family into it, and it's whoever else they bring down with them, as many of you see. Many of you are changing that vibration here. You're being tested now through this epidemic. Who do you want to be? Yes, if you wish to change, adapt, you will be successful but just flow with it. Many have these expectations, which is nothing wrong with that. But flow with it is easier. It's like when you lay down, put a blanket on, you're not really thinking that much into it. Kind of just flow with what's brought to you. The reality that's with you, explore it. Why is this happening? Who's here? Many wish to control it. Many beings here, yes, are from reptilian realities where they can control everything, control others, but they can't control themselves. The hardest lessons ever. They're reptilian beings are known to manipulate realities where they're to uncage themselves from worlds similar to this that were prison planets. They broke free. So if we can break free from this, we can break free from anything. And they were successful. Problem is, they became darker and controlled the societies as you're controlling yours. And they're not doing themselves any favors right now, because as they ruin your world, they're ruining themselves. Many have noticed that. They don't care. Your world is drugs to some of these alien beings. They're addicted to you. You're here to heal that addiction. As some of you feel like someone's draining you, addicted to your vibration. Now, some of you are healing them. Actually, a lot of you are, but not everybody. Some of you just you had no idea. Yes, energy vampires, you can say. Or Draco vampires, whatever you want to call them. But some of you are healing those beings deeply. And it's a relationship energy there. And it's costly, as many of you know. But some of you have a soul contract there. Doesn't mean you have to be connected to that person physically, but there's always going to be a connection there. No matter what. The toughest test. So you're here to unravel your planet. See what it is. See how the chess game is played. So eventually you're going to see the grids, the alien grids that created your world as it is today. The vortex is everything. You're gradually seeing glimpses of it now. Yes, as you go into space, it means you went to a new level of your consciousness. You can handle space. You have space societies, new consciousness. This earth is now healed, not completely with everyone, but it's healed its old era, its old ways. Not completely, though. Those that have not completed will go to another planet. But yes, you're healing, eliminating old timelines for you to sustain that space reality, space kingdom that you're building. Eventually, you'll have alien beings connected. For right now, you have to get used to being out in space, as some of you are, but still you have much to go. Living out in space, and then your alien beings will become more queer into your society. Just like that. Well, not just like that. I mean, it won't happen instantly. But if you feel like you change the vibration of the Earth, now it's space is your new home. And this planet, as it shows the hardship, it's like when aliens connect to your planet, it's like, that is a beaten world. That is a world that just has every type of nightmare, hellish scenario known to man. It has a lot of heart. It means well, sometimes, not always. It has deceptive energies around it, of course. Humanity, yes, has to be healed. It's been beaten by many alien beings, as many of you know. It's been taken advantage by alien beings. And it's been just like a wounded warrior that is ready to rehabilitate in its full capacity. Yes, when aliens connect to this world, they have to be really careful not to get pulled into your energy field. As some of you know. This is why they show up as holograms. They have to be very careful. Some beings absolutely, yes, do not like your planet at all. Because of how it got to this. But that's not always humans' fault. Humanity's fault. I mean, it's a little bit of both, of alien and human. It's a little bit of a joint situation of, yes, let's create a hell planet to know more about ourselves. And Saturn was there as a parent of this world to help you accomplish what you're here to accomplish. Even if you don't accomplish it, most people don't, as some of you know. And that's kind of also the deal. Many reptilian beings are not known to. Many of them are known to never learn anything. There's others, there's Pleiadians too, but the reptilians are more known for it. Uh, you're getting it from somebody. It's like, I don't have to learn. I know everything. Well, that's where you don't learn. Well, you learn something, but why some keep making mistakes? Because they're too arrogant to learn the mistake. To just calm down the ego, learn what you did wrong, move forward. Oh, I'm too good for that. Okay, well, now you have 20 lifetimes doing the same thing over and over again. It's known from a royalty standard within reptilian beasts. Now, it's not all of them, but like I said, it's mostly them. And it goes into the felines. They start to do it. Other beings start to do it. Privileged energies. They heal the privileged, as they're sometimes less likely to learn. The more that you lose everything, financial or find a direction, you learn more about yourselves. Many alien beings wish not to do that, because once again, they feel like they know everything. Kind of lying to themselves. Aliens have problems. Trust me, we've seen it. They avoid themselves. And many alien beings are doing that right now. Now, do they need to show themselves? Some do it out of ego. They have ego too. But some of them realize the ego can get to them. They realize that with their faults, what it can lead into their own destruction. So they can see that. Your world can't always see it. They can see their faults. They're not willing to heal, but at least they can see if they do make a decision where they'll head into, like their own destruction. Some of you get an idea of that here, but you're not always seeing it clearly. You see it, but it's like, I don't believe that. And then it happens. So, this is a major turning point. You're healing an alien race that has deep wounds. And it's called arrogance. Of course, they're, once again, as we speak about it, now, they can't do anything to us. They try. But many of their founders are within our realm. And they know exactly, they tell us everything, they tell us stories. The children, they don't listen. But they love them anyway. The darkest, baddest ones. We've heard it all. It's like a grandparent talking about their grandchildren. So, yeah, but this is where your humans learn the most. You have battered children, you can say. Prison children, if you want to look at it from that point of view. But this is what the human race needs to know if you're going to become more part of the universe. You need to know who your friends and who your not so friends are. You need to know what you're dealing with. So by doing that, you experience all their manipulations, but also you experience their beauty also. There's a half and half, ugly and beauty. Or love, whatever you want to call it. You're learning your love, self, yes. You're releasing the manipulations here. As there's so many of them. One on top of the other. It's like a book of manipulations. But you're here to unlock the chessboard of your existence. How things go, where they go. Your underground projects, you're here just... Some of you are going to project some of you are already there. You already know that. So part of you is already there within the underground situation that's going on here. But some of you are going to start projecting yourself down there when you actually remember more clearly. And this will be in your normal day life. You're just living your normal day, doing whatever you're doing, and it's just like I just got a glimpse of the underground, bases. It shows you are moving and you're evolving. You're ready to see it. Society's not... Well, you're ready to see it, sort of. Some of you have already experienced these things. You're here to unlock your Earth. Big time. It's not going to happen quickly, but yes, in the next 10 years, you're going to see more of it. But not in a negative way, more of an understanding way, a loving way, if you wish, of course. Some like the drama. Yes, some reptilian beings just have not learned their lessons. Yes. We love them. But they're some of the most headstrongest beings. Yes, they feel like they're the most powerful beings in the universe. Until they met your race. Now they're not so sure about that anymore. And there's other beings too that can outsmart them too. So you're warning, as you learn more about yourselves, you'll heal them, hug them, care for them. You don't see a war between them. You're kind of going through one right now. We don't see a war between them. Just want to end, the mystery of your planet, at least of who's here. And that's where you're, yes, be careful what you wish for. There's going to be new energies on your planet soon. You'll know it. Of even going to space and becoming a civilization is going to be terrifying for many people. It's going to be just absolute, just thinking about that. So it's slowly being brought in a kind of a caveman, an old-fashioned way. So, blessings to you on your knowledge of yourselves. The roadmap is within all of you.